Political structures and governance. Politically, the lack of Roman law would mean that the foundation of many modern legal systems would have evolved differently. Roman law introduced crucial concepts such as property rights, contracts, and torts that have influenced contemporary legal frameworks. Without these contributions, legal principles might have developed in disparate ways across different regions, leading to a more fragmented legal landscape. The absence of the Roman Republic and later the Empire would result in different forms of governance. Other political systems, such as those from Germanic tribes or Eastern monarchies, might have dominated, possibly leading to less centralized and more varied forms of government. Cultural and linguistic influence. Culturally, the Latin language would not have existed, leading to a vastly different linguistic landscape in Europe. Romance languages such as Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, and Romanian would not have emerged, and the dominance of Latin as the lingua franca of educated classes and religious institutions during the Middle Ages would be absent. This could have resulted in greater linguistic diversity within Europe and potentially the dominance of other languages like Greek or various Germanic and Celtic languages. Without Roman contributions to art, architecture, literature, and philosophy, Western culture might have developed along different lines. Greek culture, which heavily influenced Roman thought, might have had a more direct and prolonged impact, where indigenous European cultures might have retained more of their unique characteristics. Spread of Christianity. The spread of Christianity would have been profoundly different without the Roman Empire. Rome played a crucial role in the dissemination of Christianity, particularly through the conversion of Emperor Constantine and the Edict of Milan, which granted religious tolerance to Christians. Without these pivotal events, Christianity might not have become as dominant in Europe, possibly remaining a minor sect or one of many competing religions. The hierarchical structure of the Catholic Church, influenced by Roman administrative divisions, would have developed differently, potentially leading to a less centralized and more varied Christian tradition with regional variations in practice and doctrine. Technological and engineering advances. Technologically, Roman engineering and architectural achievements, such as roads, aqueducts, and public buildings, had a lasting impact. The absence of these advancements could mean a delay or an entirely different path in technological development. Roman roads facilitated trade, communication, and military movements, which were crucial for the cohesion and expansion of the empire. Without these infrastructure projects, the economic and political integration of large regions would have been more challenging. Urban planning would also have evolved differently without Roman contributions like the grid system and public amenities such as baths, forums, and amphitheaters. Cities might have developed in a more organic and less planned manner, leading to different urban forms. Military and defense strategies. Militarily, the Roman model of discipline and organization would be absent, resulting in different military traditions. The Roman legions were a model of efficiency and tactical prowess, influencing many subsequent military organizations. Without this influence, military structures and strategies in Europe and the Mediterranean might have been less uniform and varied widely across different regions. The Roman Empire also acted as a buffer against various nomadic invasions, such as those by the Huns and other tribes. Without Rome, these invasions might have targeted different regions, leading to a more tumultuous and unstable demographic and political landscape in Europe and Asia. The power vacuums left by the absence of a unifying empire could have resulted in prolonged periods of conflict and fragmentation. Economic impact. Economically, the extensive trade networks established by the Romans, which connected various parts of the empire and facilitated economic growth, would not exist. These networks allowed for the exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies across vast distances, contributing to economic prosperity and cultural exchange. Without them, economic development might have been slower and more localized. Roman coinage and economic practices influenced subsequent European economies, including standardized currency and taxation systems. Different economic systems might have emerged in their place, potentially leading to less economic integration and more regional variation in economic practices. Intellectual and philosophical legacy. Intellectually, the Romans played a crucial role in preserving and transmitting Greek knowledge and philosophy. Roman authors, historians, and philosophers such as Cicero, Virgil, and Seneca contributed significantly to Western intellectual traditions. Without this preservation and transmission, much of ancient Greek thought might have been lost or remained obscure. Roman contributions to philosophy, particularly Stoicism and legal philosophy, would be absent, leading to different intellectual traditions. The Renaissance, which was heavily influenced by the rediscovery of Roman and Greek texts, might have taken a different form or been delayed, affecting the course of Western intellectual history. European unity and division. The Roman Empire brought a degree of political unity to Europe, creating a sense of shared identity and culture that persisted even after the fall of the Western Empire. Without this unifying force, Europe might have remained more fragmented, leading to different patterns of alliances, conflicts, and nation-building. The concept of a unified Europe under a single political entity, which influenced later ideas of European unity, would not have existed. This could have resulted in a more divided and less cooperative continent, with regional powers constantly vying for dominance. Impact on other civilizations. Finally, the Roman Empire's interactions with various other civilizations, including those in the Middle East, North Africa, and Asia, would have been different. Rome's conquests and trade relationships brought about significant cultural and economic exchanges. The absence of Rome might have led to different dynamics in these regions, such as the rise of other powers that filled the vacuum left by Rome. For instance, the Byzantine Empire, which was the eastern continuation of the Roman Empire, might not have existed in the same form, altering the course of history in the Eastern Mediterranean and the Near East. In summary, if the Roman Empire had never existed, the development of Western civilization, and by extension, global history, would have been profoundly different. The political, cultural, religious, technological, economic, and intellectual landscapes of Europe and the Mediterranean would have taken alternative paths, leading to a world that is difficult to imagine but fundamentally different from the one we know today. The absence of Rome would have created a ripple effect, altering the course of history in countless ways and leading to a very different present.